well.
Yeah. Can I consider? Can I think about it? Because it's really hard choices. They are all great saddles, you see.
Really? Oh, you cannot
Yes,
choose.
I
Okay, that's
can.
fine. That's
Wow.
fine. Okay.
Things get emotional, and people can see the ball different ways, and people get tired. So I remember Hong Nam Lee was just struggling to get through the third set. I mean, he was struggling in the second set. He got pickled, right? So I think he was playing possum. Sometimes it works in tennis and sports like these.
They haven't attacked Selkirk is because Selkirk has deeper pockets. They have more money. They can fight legally. Whereas these other
Uh,
companies are kind of minor. I wouldn't say minor. Franklin's a huge company. I mean, they're baseball and okay, everyone, welcome back to the Pickleball Bros Podcast. Today we are announcing the winner of the first Fantasy Pickleball MVP. So, the Fantasy Pickleball MVP, as some of you know, was held during the Greater Zion Pickleball in, I think it was in Utah or Arizona. Sorry, I forget. Gave prizes for the first place, second place, third place for the people who got the most correct answers. And today we have the winner who got first place and second place correct, Desmond Chook from Malaysia. Welcome.
Congratulations, Desmond.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, what did you think about this contest when you first saw it?
I did not. I mean, I'm just trying my luck. I've been following singles tournament games, PPA, and yeah, I'm just trying. And I don't expect anything. I certainly don't expect a pedal. Yeah, it's really a great surprise for me, and really grateful for it.
Okay, great. Yeah, so you got it correct. So we'll give you three choices. Okay, so this is the Ram Sports Typhoon 14 millimeter. This is the Yushe signature model.
Oh,
The Jack Monroe Owl. I believe this is called the Drew Brees edition. Is Drew Brees a football player?
Yeah. Why
yeah.
is it that?
Yeah. This one. Or the Engage Alpha Pro Elongated 16 millimeter. This is used by Richard Livonissi Jr., APP champion. So, which one do you want, Desmond? And I'll
They're
bring it
all
to pin
solid
on.
paddles. It'd be hard for me to choose between all those three.
Yeah,
So I'm curious what you're
exactly,
gonna
right?
choose.
Yeah, exactly. You put me on the spot, man.
Well, you can win the next one and also receive paddles as well.
Yeah. Can I consider? Can I think about it? Because it's really hard choices. They are all great saddles, you see.
Really? Oh, you cannot
Yes,
choose.
I
Okay, that's
can.
fine.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
fine. Okay,
Yeah.
you just let me know before I go to
I'm
Penang.
leaning towards the owl, but yeah, but let me
Okay.
consider because it's really every all trees are really great pedals.
Yeah. So this one is really easy on your arm
Yeah,
and
yeah.
your elbow because there's a shock absorption here, and
It's
it
crazy
gives good
pedal.
spin. Apparently,
It's crazy pedal. It's so hard to play against, you see.
yeah, because the sound is not there when you hit it. So yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
it's
Well,
yeah.
so okay, we'll give you.
I tried playing against opponent with that pedal. I can't hear the sound because every sound coming back is the same. So
Right,
it's so hard
right.
for me to play.
Yeah, it's like a silencer on a
Yeah,
pistol.
crazy. Just come and suddenly just kill you.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Okay.
worst part about it, I played in a tournament against 5-0 open level, and when they hit the speed up, I can't hear it, and I get body back by a
Oh,
quiet ball. It's really jarring
crazy.
when you don't know that it's hit hard, but there's like a little
Exactly.
sound, and you get body back. It's even double embarrassing.
Yeah, the only time I realized it is when it's already in front of me.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's the owl. So you let me know before I go to Penang,
Okay, sure, sure, okay.
so I can bring it for you. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. Well, I hope you join us. So the next fantasy pickleball, hopefully we can choose two categories like men's doubles as well as singles. or maybe men's singles and women's singles.
Women's
But I
single.
wanna, yeah. So this time was just a test run.
Mm.
So if you can see, this is the next big tournament for PPA.
Yep.
Eventually, we want to move to APP and maybe even like a big DJ tournament or something like that too. As we expand this, as if we get more sponsors, we can give more things away, and it's just fun to kind of follow. So this will be the next one, April 27th to May 3rd, and when I figure out who is playing, I will also make an announcement. So please join this one as well.
Yeah, you might see my name on the list.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Yeah. Because I got more stuff to give away. I got lots of else to give away.
Wow.
Okay, great. All right, Desmond, why don't you tell us what do you do for pickleball and how you're contributing to the community?
Yeah. So I started really get into it this after only I won one of WPC in Malaysia, right? So get more inquiries to look into pickleball, and so that's where it grew into me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So never been a full time job for me, but but it's really intriguing, right? And how the community actually grows, and there's so many interests from everywhere, right? All ages actually.
Yeah.
And so many started to join as well. Malaysia is really going crazy.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention that Desmond and we did pickleball clinics in Kuala Lumpur last time I was there at this place called GPA. That's where they had that JOOLA event, just recently. Yeah, it was a really big event there, and Desmond and I also got to play against the champion badminton player that played
Malaysia, ex-Malaysia world number one.
Yeah, world number one. But not only that, we also got to play with the Chinese players, the 35 plus champion, right?
Yes.
Ray Chen and Michelle. Michelle's the 35 plus woman champion in China. So we got a lot of good play last time.
That's right.
Very nice.
It was very fun. Okay, Desmond, I know you have to go. Thank you for joining us.
Yep.
Let me know which paddle you want. I'll bring it to Penang.
Cool. Thank you very much, man.
Okay.
Thanks.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys. See you.
Okay, so Eric, a lot of things happening this week in pickleball, very exciting things and very controversial things as well. First thing I want to talk about is the Vietnamese and the controversial calls that were made at the PPA Hanoi. So the first one was against Christian Alshan, where Nam Lee called the ball out on the last point of the match. So, do you have any take on that point? Because I have my opinion as well.
Oh gosh, the last point. Things get emotional, and people can see the ball different ways, and people get tired. So I remember Hong Nam Lee was just struggling to get through the third set. I mean, he was struggling in the second set. He got pickled, right? So I think he was playing possum. Sometimes it works in tennis and sports like these. You can kind of get away with the opponent not knowing what to do. Christian Aljan kind of giving him some points here or there, but thought he was going to win it for sure. And then there came some turmoil towards the end and called it out on his side of the court. Christian Aljan was not happy with that. Went to the referee and tried to appeal, but the referee was kind of passive. I didn't like her attitude. She wasn't confident in her call, and everybody else behind her was calling out, so she kind of went the way of the crowd a little bit. But I wish she would maintain her officiating to call, I saw the ball in or I saw the ball out. 100% sure, but I think she wasn't confident in herself. What did you think about that?
Well, I want to talk about Nam Lee's physical condition. So he was cramping really bad. You can see he was limping.
Yeah.
He had already been this way, I think, from the second game already, after he lost or while he was losing the second game. So the physical aspect is definitely a factor. And he's thinking, I need to end this quickly. I'm ahead. I got to do this now or never, or give up. I think that's what he was up against, in his mind. Do I give up? Do I continue? I put in my Instagram post that Christian Armstrong could have done really nasty things like do drop shots, make him run, just hit, doo-doo balls like slice or something, so to make him like more strenuous. But Christian played it up and up, so I give him credit for that in my post. What do you think about that physical aspect?
I agree. Like I said, I saw from the second set he was struggling. I mean, he got pickled, for God's sake. And he kind of like threw away towards the end of the second set. He threw it away to try to see if he can conjure up some energy, try to do some risky shots. It kind of paid off. Christian Aljon wasn't sure what he should do. Like you said, I think I saw your comment on one of the controversial posts about the line call. He should have done slices, made him run around more. He kind of didn't do that. It's kind of hard as a pro. You you should do that, but also your game is your game. So you're confident in using your muscle memory to play it out. And it's what won him the second set. So he, continued to do it. But Hong Nam Lee decided to do something different, and it worked out for him. And unfortunately, there was a really close call, and he's going to call it out and see if the referee will agree with him. And unfortunately, the whole crowd agreed with him because it is his home court. They want to see a big upset, so it just went the wrong way.
So let me ask you this. If the roles were reversed, where Christian Armstrong was cramping badly and Nam Lee was a little bit behind in the game, and obviously he could tell if Christian was cramping and struggling, would he hit the balls a little bit different to Christian, being that he is from Asia and Vietnamese? Do you think he would play fairly, or would he play dirty?
I mean, there could be a chance he calls it out too, because it is the last point. I think he probably would have called it out. But you know what would have happened is I think there would be an uproar from the crowd immediately to video review or, have a stronger review, consult a second referee to see, did you see it or not? That type of thing. I think there would be more scrutiny and more time given to review what happened. I don't think it would have went the same way. I think it would have been, more, obviously Vietnamese home court. They're going to give him a third check, third check, more than what happened at the court.
Okay. But what about the way of playing? Like, for example, people know that speed is not my best, part of my aspect of my game. So they like to drop. They like to hit short serves, things like that. Would Nam Lee resort to that kind of thing? It's hard to tell, but I'm just your opinion.
He's a fighter, yeah. I think Hong Nam Lee is quite a scrappy player. He depends on his legs, which is what got him in trouble. I think he would have played, the more, I don't know, pusher tactics, guerrilla tactics, whatever you call it. I think he would have definitely used it to his advantage. And he has a lot of crafty type of shots. I think he would have definitely done that. But Christian Aljon, he's such a pro. I think he just goes with what he knows in the top 10 of style of PPA. Mm-hmm. He's always had to play that way against the top level. So I don't think he's more one-dimensional is what I want to say. Hong Nam Lee had to, break his way up. He has all kinds of. I think he has an all-around game because of his legs. He's pretty fast.
Okay, and then I want to ask you, if we had better video. I mean, we have just one angle. Nobody took any angle from the side. Was that cause for video review, or did Christian already run out of challenges? I'm not sure. It wasn't specified. Do you know the situation in that?
So, I don't. Did you know if there was any video review during the whole tournament? Because I've only watched highlights, so I didn't get to see anything like that.
It was the Grand Slam court, not the championship court. So maybe there was none. I'm not sure, but obviously there is video review in that tournament.
Okay. I don't know the circumstance because I watched this. It's maybe he was out. I mean, obviously he would have used it, right? It's a very important point. It was like that was semi like there's no reason not to use it. So I would assume he didn't have it, or there was no chance to use it, right? So he can only appeal to the referee, and the referee has the final call there. And
Okay.
you saw what happened. She
Yeah.
was, to me, not confident, and she's going to call it the way that the crowd behind her. Otherwise, there'd be a big uproar. I think she would rather miss out on that trouble.
Do you think the crowd gives influence to the referees in terms
Oh,
of
yes.
pressure?
Oh,
Does that
yes.
happen in the United States? Can you elaborate on that?
It happens in tennis all the time. And in fact, if for those viewers that don't know about tennis, they often hire a referee that's a different country from the two players on the court, or four players on the court for doubles.
Mhm.
This is a big deal, actually. And unfortunately, the PPA and many pickleball tournaments were not big enough to hire international referees just to fly in, just to officiate. Not yet, at least. So we might still have some bias, just like in the Olympics. You've seen the Olympics, like I think figure skating was pretty subjective. There's some objective scores, but there are subjective scores. And unfortunately, they can judge anyway. I think there was even a controversy with the Russian team, voting against other nations just based on their race rather than the actual performance. So yes, do I believe that is happening? Yeah, of course. That is a big deal. That's why they have the rule, and that's why they implement it in tennis. And hopefully the PPA will evolve into that level too.
Okay. So, my last question for you is,
Yeah.
I watched the whole match from the beginning to the end, and to be honest, both players were not playing that well. I mean, Christian missed a lot of down the line forehand passing shots, and I was kind of surprised that he didn't get more of them. Maybe he wasn't ready for the court. Maybe he had jet lag. Maybe it was not his best day playing. But all in all, in my opinion, let the dice roll the way it's supposed to roll. Is that the correct expression? I don't know. But
I don't know what expression you're talking about, but I can kind of understand what you mean. That's with the way that the dice rolls, and you got to go with fate.
Yeah. So like, if Christian was really dominating, he would have won in 2 sets. Is what I want to say.
Yeah.
Instead of letting it come down to the wire to a last call. So
Yeah.
is Namli's win precedented? Yeah. I mean, he played good to the best of his ability, and probably beyond his ability too. So can't really call him out that much, I think, in my opinion. But everybody's calling him Captain Hook now, so all the memes are just Captain Hook.
Yeah, unfortunately, he got that asterisk by his win.
Yeah, so
It's unfortunate. We'll only know when we get a video review that takes away the referee's ability to make the last call and not have bias. And then there's also Hong Nam Lee's chance to go to America and play in PPA on the USA home turf and see how well he wins there. If he wins that, then he could be, he's the real deal. And there might be some psychological play because, he already beat Krishan one time. It's possible he could do it again because it might get in his brain. And that's a big part of the game.
Oh, he beat him before in another Vietnam tournament? I didn't know that.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if he
just
goes
this
to
one time.
America, and it'll be on his mind when he plays him again in the tournament over there.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a different story if he plays in America against Christian Alshon in America. I'm sure it'll be a different story. But, I mean, let's just keep that at that. And so another thing I forgot is to say that these Vietnamese have much more on the line than the U.S. players in terms of image, reputation, how they're worshipped by all their fans in Vietnam. I mean, in Vietnam pickleball, everybody knows what it is. America, well, pretty much, maybe half the people know. Asia, not as much. But I mean, these pickleball players who are champions are gods. So obviously, there's much more on the line with Nam Le compared to Christian Alshon. What do you think about that?
About them being gods versus in America? Wait, what was the question?
My question is, do you think they have more on the line than their American counterparts?
Yeah, I agree. They're trying to make pickleball come up in Vietnam, and they want to prove something. Especially with like, I'm still thinking back to the Quang Dong QD days. His dad making him move to Vietnam, and then like, Vietnam's pretty proud country, especially they're really. I feel like they have a big tennis community too, and now they're moving over to pickleball, and they want to show their strength. And only in the last 1.5 years, they really created a huge program out of pickleball already. I mean, it's quite jarring how much they already created. Do they have national pride? Yeah, because they already put all their investments in it. I've seen it. You travel 1 or 2 blocks down the road in the city, and there's another pickleball court. There's another pickleball center. There's another one. Oh, there's another one. It's unbelievable how much they have invested. So yeah, I think they have a lot to lose had they not pulled out some upsets in this tournament, their home turf. And they did it. They did it. Whether they hooked or not, they did it. I'm pretty proud of them, to be honest.
Okay, got it. So we'll go to the next topic, but it's not going to be as long as this one because I think we covered all the points already. And the next topic is Federico Staksrud match against Hien Trong, and
Yeah.
he was called for a paddle touch into the kitchen after a forehand volley. And I saw the video. I zoomed in the video, and I did not see any paddle touch even close. I mean, he was like way far away from the kitchen or the kitchen line, for that matter.
Yeah.
Do you know if you can challenge a paddle touch or a kitchen violation? I think you can, right?
I don't think there's a video review on it. You can challenge it to the referee, and the
Yeah.
referee kind of makes the final call.
Okay.
But the referee called it,
Yeah.
called the touch in the kitchen. So it's hard to argue with that same referee. Usually you can appeal to the second referee, but I didn't see one during that point in the highlights that I watched. So call stands, unfortunately. What I saw, I agree with you. He was about a foot away, one step back behind the kitchen. And usually when people are falling into the kitchen, they'll kind of do a waiver, like a bird flap. I didn't see anything of the sort. I don't think he touched his paddle in the kitchen after a volley.
Yeah. Well,
Or
that's
stability.
blatantly clear that he didn't do it. But the way it went afterwards was kind of strange in that he was on championship court, so there is video review. But he kind of just threw up his arms and said, "Oh, you got to be kidding me, man!" And he didn't challenge it. I'm not sure if he was out of challenges or it's not something you can challenge. Is my question. I've been looking at the rules and there's different things that are said, and each court is
Yeah.
different. So do you think
Yeah, I don't know.
it was like he was out of challenges or out of timeouts, or because he took a medical timeout? I don't know if that counts as a regular timeout or a challenge, but it's really strange. I couldn't count how many challenges he had during the match, and the commentators didn't know as well, so I didn't know as well.
Don't
Not
ask
saying
me.
not saying anything about the PPA commentators, but
Yeah.
it was really weird. I thought it was worth challenging, or maybe Federico thought in his mind that, oh, maybe I really did touch the kitchen, and I was called on it. But then after a video review, or I mean, he was not there to see the video. After you see it afterward, he saw it afterwards. Oh yeah, I didn't touch it. So again, it's something I felt like there's not as much on the line as the Vietnamese, whereas so Federico just said, "Oh well, hell with it. I'm gonna just continue." But
Yeah, because
that
it wasn't the last point. It wasn't match championship point or match point for semis. It was a prior point, and he was leading, so he could afford it.
no, he was losing. He was losing. He was down.
Oh,
He was down 6-8, and Hing was serving, and he would have got the side out if he wasn't called on it, because he'd pulled Hien really off to the side, and he would have probably won the point, probably
ah,
80% if he wasn't called on it, because Hien was running around and pretty much he had dominance at the kitchen. but then the score became, instead of 6-8 side out to Fed, it became 6-9 serving Trong at 9-6. That's a
Yeah.
big difference. So
That's a big difference. Yeah. 2 points away from,
yeah, from the match. So
yeah.
I don't know. It's just strange, those two elements that came about during the tournament. Two of our best U.S. players, actually. But then again,
Yeah.
Chris Hayworth wasn't there, and Ben Johns didn't play singles. So those are other things we can talk about, but maybe not this time, unless you
Right.
want to talk about it.
Well, we already made our comments about Ben, right? Chris,
Right.
I'm not, there's a lot of US players that are hesitant to decide whether to come to Asia to play so far
Right.
because many reasons, personal and financial. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they would be subsidized to come to Vietnam, but
Yeah.
like Annalie didn't come last year, but she came this year. So I guess it's just a matter of progression that these U.S. players recognize that Asia is a hotspot, and then they should come to play. And everybody
Yeah,
who comes here are welcome really, nicely. That's the thing about Asians. Okay, they're nice to you from the
yeah,
American perspective, but they do not want to lose. They really
of
don't want
course
to lose.
not.
Okay, I mean Americans don't want to lose, but on a different kind of spectrum than the Asian kind of I don't want to lose. You know what I mean? We call it in Japan makizugirai, but it means like I really hate to lose kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of I don't want to go too extreme, but it's kind of like a kamikaze type of approach to anything. All
Yeah.
or nothing. It's the last match of my life kind of deal. So there's much more on the line.
Right.
These US
We have
players,
shame, right?
yeah,
We don't
shame,
want to lose
shame,
face. We have shame.
yeah,
But in
exactly.
America, it's okay to fail as long as you come back from it. It's more socially accepted.
Okay, shall we just leave it at that?
Yeah, that sounds good. It's a
All right.
good segue.
Okay, and the last topic I want to talk about is YOLA filing lawsuits against 11 or 12 companies, other paddle companies, for patent infringement of copying their
Oh, yeah.
propulsion core technology. So let me read off the names of the companies that are being sued. And it's pretty surprising. So let's see. Okay, so we have first, the most prominent one is Franklin, obviously.
Yeah.
Proton Sports, RPM, Engage Friday, which is like a newcomer. Okay.
Small company.
Yeah. Adidas Pickleball. XRP. XRP is one. And Volair. It's like. Okay, so my question, and I put it in my Instagram post, is like, why didn't they sue Selkirk? Or why didn't they go after like Gearbox or Rhombus or 6.0 or the everybody's favorite now, Luz, So I was watching John Q's podcast, shout out to him, and he was saying that they are filing under the U.S. International Trade courts, and I guess there's also monetary type of penalty, but what they're gauging for is to not have these paddles imported to the United States. That's the situation. They don't want these paddles imported. But then, like, if you're Saipic or Fakolos or any Asian brand, it's like, well, we have the Asian market. It's if you want that U.S. market kind of thing. And I guess YOLA is trying to protect, the U.S. market. And another thing about international trade, and because I did trading for a long time, is like, if even if you win some kind of settlement, like, it's really hard to collect in international court. I mean, it's a U.S. international court, yeah, and they're supposed to expedite the process faster than a normal international court. But to enforce something internationally is really hard, and I don't see JOOLA getting any leeway. However, they have set a precedent for intellectual property and saying that, hey, you guys, we're going to start doing legal action if you guys copy our design, which is something new, which is something interesting. Maybe new paddle companies will come into the industry and say, hey, if there's all this, patent infringement laws and I might get sued, maybe I won't make my company. So it's been the wild, wild west. But now since JOOLA has created this situation, maybe less companies will continue, or maybe they'll be scared to continue, or even start. Is my perspective. What do you think?
I'm kind of like devil's advocate here. I think JOOLA should win this kind of lawsuit against these other guys. They did patent it, this technology, and when you patent something, it should be your,
Your
technological advantage.
Yes.
And no one should be able to just copy it and sell it as another marketing name. You patented it. That's your invention. So I'm kind of on the side of JOOLA, even though they're like the big conglomerate that's taking over all pickleball. I kind of have to agree that that's their technology, proprietary technology, and they should win. What might happen in the future is that they'll charge everyone maybe a royalty, or they can go the way of, no, you guys are all banned from using it. You're not allowed. And that might create a lot more innovation for pickleball. It might be a good thing. It might take a while, but I see it as a good step moving forward.
Okay.
I like it.
All right. Yeah. So, basically, they have two patents, and one of them says that they have the patent on having a honeycomb-based core or some kind of core with another type of foam around it, and that's the first patent. And the second one has to do with the core going into the paddle, apparently. Okay, so if the core goes into the paddle, some layers of the core go into the paddle, they have a patent on that as well. So that one is kind of a strange patent. It's like, what? You can't have your core go into the paddle? How's it going to be supported? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know why the patent office actually recognized that one, but they did. So I'm like, okay. I mean, who knows? Patent offices, they look at something. If they don't understand it, they probably just go, okay, you paid your money, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I haven't ever applied for a patent, but when I was at Panasonic, there was one day of the week or the month that everybody would just write patents, proprietary stuff on technology that Panasonic made. I remember that. It was like every month. The engineering side, not my side. I was quality control, but the other side, we would always do that, just in case they create something that's a hit, and everybody wants to copy it. So it's an interesting thing, this patent issue.
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah, I don't like when you can copy technology, but I think there's like a certain amount of years that a patent lasts until it can be opened up to the public domain, right? They do this with like computer technology, from what I'm concerned, and I don't know how many years that is. In pickleball years, it'd probably be too long. It might be 5 to 10 years, and in pickleball world, that might be way too long. But I think paddle companies will try to survive, and they'll innovate. Maybe they'll all move the foam, which I don't like personally, but maybe a lot of people will like it, and it may be for the better. It'll create the better foam paddle. Who knows?
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, so I understood the patent as a honeycomb base with foam around it. But according to the patent, it says some kind of core with foam around it. So the people who make core with foam, for example, Selkirk Boomstick, is also falling under that category. But the reason why they haven't attacked Selkirk is because Selkirk has deeper pockets. They have more money. They can fight legally. Whereas these other companies are kind of minor. I wouldn't say minor. Franklin's a huge company. They're baseball, and I don't know about the pickleball division, but it's it's kind of strange. It's
Oh,
who they chose,
I just
who
thought
they
of
chose
something.
to sue, and who they didn't choose to sue. It's just
Right.
doesn't make sense.
I know. I don't think anyone knows, to be honest, but I just thought of it now is that maybe they have a solid argument already for the companies that they choose. So that way, if they go to court and have to settle in a court of law and describe it to the judge, they already have something written up. So maybe it's strategic. I'm sure they will want to go against later on, second stage. They'll
Mhm.
sue the rest of them, depending on how well this first round goes. But I think right now, they probably have a solid case against the ones that they picked. That's probably why.
Okay, so like let's compare this to tennis, and what I compare it to in my post is like, remember when the paddle the rackets got a little wider? Can you see that? Remember the
Yeah,
wide
yeah.
body? And
The width.
my first recollection is Babolat, and Babolat came out with the wide body, the pure drive, and that
Mhm.
really changed the game. You know, these smaller players that didn't have much power, all of a sudden they're really powerful. They could string their rackets at a lower tension and just get even, just as much power as the other people. And that was a game changer. But I don't remember anybody making a wide body racket and getting sued by Babolat. So, it to me that's the level of the patent. It's like something that you should actually share with everybody, so that pickleball can be a better sport, in my opinion, and not be so proprietary on it. Because if they're going to sue anyone, they should sue the Chinese companies that do the copying or do the design. Because the Chinese companies are the ones that say, "Oh yeah, we will make everything for you." Sorry, it sounds racist, but it is.
Yeah.
But that's how it sounds from the Chinese perspective. Oh, every time I meet someone that making paddles from China, it's like, "Oh, we can make for you." It's like, yeah, okay, that's great. But what about the marketing? What about the quality control and stuff? Oh, don't worry, we make the same thing. It's their fault too
Yeah.
that they're making stuff that's similar to other paddle makers. And what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. But guess what? There are different laws in China. So
Yeah,
it's not gonna
they'll
work
never
over
be,
there.
yeah, they'll
They
never be able to enforce it in China, or get
right.
China to stop
And
making them. That's not going to happen. But what I'm saying is the blame is kind of not on the right person, to be honest, in
right.
my opinion.
So I know in China their culture is, and it might not, it could be difference of opinion, but they say like copying or modeling after someone who's already made it is a form of flattery. So they don't think of it as like, stealing ideas. They see it as flattery. But when it comes to business, it's what makes the money. So in the US, they have protections like this, so that way you don't take away their revenue model. So although you say, the Babolat allowed everyone to copy and not strike back at other companies, well, they probably lost a lot of market share because of that. Maybe it wasn't the right move. And YOLA, they're a big company and they want to keep making money, right?
Right.
So I think they're making the right choice for their own business. And unfortunately, they're not looking out for pickleball, although they want pickleball to survive and be popular, but business first and YOLA first, right?
And these patents don't even. I'm going to go off on a little bit of a tangent, but they don't even consider like the Temu brands that actually say Yola on it and sell
Yeah.
as a clone. I mean,
Yeah.
that is worse. That should be the focus of their. But obviously, they're not going to be able to enforce it and get any money out of the Chinese companies. But that's patent infringement. That's intellectual property stealing, in my opinion.
Yeah. I've seen those paddles. And actually, I've seen it happen for many counterfeits other than pickleball, like in video gaming, watches like Rolex, things like that. They usually catalog it online as having no brand, and they say it's fashion brand, high level fashion brand, and it doesn't have the logo when you buy it on these counterfeit websites. Don't tell me how I know. And when you finally buy it, you get it, it actually has the logo, but sometimes it doesn't. So this is where they kind of beat the gray, what do you call that? Loophole?
Yeah.
How they make it through the system. But they're not allowed to do that, honestly. It's illegal.
Okay. All right, let's stick to the technology side. So,
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it sounds a little bit vague in terms of exactly what technology they had because everybody has a different design on how much foam they put on. It's not the exact thing. The exact thing is Temu. Temu brands, they call them exactly the same. So I mean, obviously it's a different culture, it's a different way of thinking. Like you say, it's flattery if you copy something. But what if we did that to China and they had IP rights? Would they be so happy? I don't think so. Right?
No.
Do unto others. So that's my take. Anyway, like if someone copied BYD and made a better electric car or something,
Right.
for example.
But China is always historically known to copy and make better, reverse engineer.
Yeah. Reverse engineers actually make better, but they copy. Yeah. Okay.
They believe they re-engineer, but anyway.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Opinion, right?
That's it. That's it from me. Eric, you got anything to add?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just curious about how you've been traveling a lot yourself,
Uh-huh.
and I am also on the trip right now in New York City. I've been here for about a week, and I've been navigating the pickleball scene here, and luckily I fell into the right people. Just playing on Riverside Park. This is the first place I ever played pickleball at, by the way, where I made my video about 2 years ago. I say, hey, look I'm gonna open this paddle. It was a cheap $15 paddle from Amazon. It looked like a wood paddle, but it was actually just wood grain design with carbon underneath it, carbon fiber. And I played my first games on ice, on asphalt. And there was a lot of people still playing at that time. And I had played there for a month, and then I moved to Osaka and met you. And I've been playing indoor ever since. But it was kind of nostalgic for me to go there, and I saw some of the low-level players that I met the first time I ever played. And they're like, wow, you got a lot better. So they introduced me to some higher level players, and they introduced me to this coach. I got invited to Hell's Kitchen Pickleball, as well as Times Square City Pickle, probably the most expensive court in all of the world of pickleball. And they just invited me to play for free because they were interested in who I am, my life, me playing with in the Japanese and Asia tour, and they've been all super welcoming. So I really found some of the best players here already, and I really enjoying my time. I want to stay longer, but I'm only going to be here about a month or two, and I got to go back to the Asia tour to play, of course, PPA Tokyo. So Tokyo Pickleball, really fun. People are playing all hours of the day, by the way. I think some courts are 24 hours. Unfortunately, the courts are so expensive, and they're also very small. There's not a lot of space between courts. In fact, there's one place in Long Island City, which is Queens. When you swing there's only like 5 feet between both courts. So you have only like 2.5 feet of space on your side of the baseline to swing your paddle. You literally can hit other players behind you. That's how condensed and how close things are in Manhattan. It's just so expensive.
How much is it for an hour rental? You're saying
at City Pickle, and the place that I played at in Times Square, by the way. I was looking at all the screens. It's really glamorous. You get out of the station, you walk Times Square, and you go to Paramount Theater underneath the Hard Rock Cafe, and you go to the 8th floor, and you find 7 courts there, I believe. Beautiful courts, leather seats, and all, and a full bar. Anyway, it costs. I think right now it's springtime, which is actually not the most expensive time. It's $140 an hour plus tax for one court, 1 hour.
Okay. Oh. All right. Glad I'm in Asia. Okay, that
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting. But you said it's full, right? I mean, it's fully booked.
Oh, during the daytime, yes, but the times that I play with the coach, we usually play out the off times, which is from 8 to 10 p.m. But it was still, I would say, 70% full. There might have been one court open when we were playing.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's quite busy. Doesn't matter. People have money there. It's Manhattan.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
All
me.
right. Thanks for that insight. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's it for me, basically. I just want to cover those topics and announce the winner of the first fantasy pickleball MVP, Desmond Chook from Malaysia.
Yeah, congrats to him.
Congrats.
I'll take that paddle next time.
Yeah, well, whatever is left.
Yeah,
I'm getting more paddles in, right? So I get paddles all the time.
cool. I'm looking forward to getting one of those.
All right, man. Okay, so that's it for Pickleball Bros. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Peace out, guys.